Hello, folks in YouTube, Twitch, yeah, live again. Welcome back. So I got a raid, so actually, oops, sorry about that echo there. Got a raid, so I now have some viewers and maybe some followers. I don't know. Sorry, I was just concluding this video when I got this raid, or at least when I saw it. I was tired and been recording for a while, and so I was getting lazy with checking the chat. But hello, folks. Did you get the bug? Yes, I did. I squished the stink bug. Was actually, they seem to be getting smellier as the spring arrives for whatever reason. Probably because it's a chemical defense mechanism, and they're getting stressed because stink bugs don't eat during the winter. So they come inside and they live off stored food, and they're probably getting really hungry, and their bodies are getting stressed, so they produce more of the chemical defense, is my guess. I was a biologist before I got disabled on COVID, so this kind of stuff fascinates me, although it was more laboratory than ecology. So I'm here as Denmark. Still waiting to get back control of Jutland. I was originally playing as Syria. Syria got squished like a bug. There's still some Syrian troops here in the Norwegian People's Republic that are part of the reason they haven't lost. Yeah, I even built that Vestlandet naval base. Oh, Syria finished upgrading to level 2. You know, I'll tag over them to see. Also, yeah, they're doing nothing with their factories. They got some factories from they can build air bases, I guess. Let's actually just go to the US faction. I don't think they can do anything of use there. Oh yeah, there's the faction members down here. Probably useless, but they can upgrade the Capo Verde, Portuguese Guinea bases. They got war reparations earlier, and they'll just waste them, and they could be doing something useful with them. I'm assuming they can't buy equipment with the war reparations. No, because they don't have territory. But to show, yeah, there's 19 Syrian divisions, 96,200 manpower. I was playing as them earlier. But what ended up happening is the Soviet Union joined the Central Powers. And this isn't all history. I chose the most fragmented world options possible, so this is all the Soviet Union controlled. And not even this, they conquered Poland. And invaded Latvia and Estonia. Lithuania became their puppet willingly. Flipped communist even before they started pressuring them via the communist focus tree, but for exchange for Soviet help in the Civil War, they became an integrated puppet. Anyways, the Soviets, which actually tried to flip Trotsky and failed because divisions were like spawning in Kazakhstan for Trotsky, and then they were stranded there. So he didn't get most of the army he should have, and he got squished like a bug. Lithuania nonetheless requested invasions of Finland, Denmark, Sweden, and eventually Poland. They invaded all those countries. They said yes to all. And Finland was in the faction of the United States via the approach major democracies focus here. And so that led to a cascade effect of Sweden and capitalist Norway joining the faction. And then suddenly the civil war that was helping Norway slowly, cautiously win could have pushed a little harder, but maybe taken Oslo sooner. But I didn't expect the US to suddenly jump in. I was trying to conserve manpower. Became unwinnable. Tons of American tank divisions started just piling up on the board. I'm like, this and they were pushing, and I'm like, this can't be won. But I guess they've at this point run out of supply, and they're also fighting on so many fronts they can't replace their losses quick enough. So it's become a stalemate, but it can't be broken. Denmark was, when it was attacked by Norway, right when they went communist, they went the Trotsky path, which is very aggressive. Instantly surrendered. So I'm like, oh, I'll play as them, get the independence, tag over to Norway, have them peacefully do it instead of fighting Denmark, which they could never beat for the independence. Of course, that causes some problems, and This may be unwinnable. I may go back to the day 0 save and actually choose to align with Norway, knowing they're going to invade. Then you get some really nice buffs to your national spirits. You can get independence peacefully this way, which is better because you will have access to international markets, which I'm locked out of, so I can't buy weapons. Oh yeah, and this alt history thing, resources are in terrible shortage. Okay, Officer Corps, yeah, can't buy enough, so it would be better to buy equipment. But yeah, I studied bio, then I got long COVID, right when I was close to the finish of a special master's program, because after doing a master's in bio, well, in my senior year of college, I said I wanted to become a physician. That was kind of late to decide, so I went to a master's. I could have done a PhD. I'm like, oh, I'll just do a master's, and that'll be, by then, I'll start doing some clinical volunteering. I guess I just finished the story. Hold on. Be in a somewhat better position to apply to med schools with, you know, some clinical experience. I joined all the pre-med societies when I was in my master's and stuff too, like that were available, and was just doing all I could to prepare, but it wasn't enough. I ended up working as an EMT and various odd jobs for a long time. So eventually I went back to school for a special master's and another degree, so I would have had 3 master's degrees. I was getting straight A's in the special master's, which I didn't have grades that were good enough in the past. This would have pushed me over. I was definitely going to make it, become a physician, yay! Then the pandemic hit. I got COVID, disabled long COVID, towards the end, in my final semester of my special master's. Had all straight A's, was on track to maybe get one course, may have been a B in my final semester, because this professor who was impossible. But otherwise, continuing the straight A's, and like maybe 1 B plus or an A minus in that one class. Everything else, straight A's for certain. Can graduate possibly with a 4.0 or very close to it. Great MCAT score. Go to med school in Australia, get out of the US, because I knew what's happening with Trump now was going to happen. I saw things were just going to keep getting worse. I didn't think they would get this worse this quickly, but I knew fascism was coming to the United States. So I went out, was looking at med schools in Australia or Ireland. I got COVID and got post-COVID syndrome. I had long COVID. Anyways, that's my backstory. And another viewer dropped off. I guess the raid acceptance dying down, and or people didn't want to hear about the stuff. Hopefully not that, but okay. I just noticed I do actually get energized by talking. They hadn't done anything with these queues, and since these guys didn't have full equipment, a lot of them were just not deploying. The whole point of these divisions is to grind older rifles into Army XP. And they're really small ones, so they can later be upsized to bigger divisions. The core of already regulars. And used to cover a lot of ground against like naval invasions. Doesn't take much to grow these into capable port guards, so training rear guards, hence name. Use always one prof, it's impossible. Oh yeah. This person was like a former vice president of something, and she was assigning us, she was saying, do a case study on this. It's like, what's a case study? I'm a biologist, I have no idea what a case study is. Like a business, she was using all this business jargon, and like, it's like she thought she was teaching MBAs, but many of my classmates were public health people. I was a biologist, one of the weird ones doing this cross-disciplinary dual masters thing, but none of us had a business background, and it's like, she just automatically assumed we knew all these like MBA terms. It was ridiculous. Yeah, I'm gonna have to. I'll just enable all the infantry equipment. 2 on this at this point. I don't have much left. Keep some manpower for manning the new destroyers. Oh, that won't be done to January 18th, actually. There is room for... Okay. Still mobilizing manpower up to the 4%, but it's almost there. And then running ideological loyalty, solely about manpower. Getting research slot. Obviously, it's a long time to recover from being a tiny nation here to maybe being a major power. That's a nation that's even lost some of its cores. Jutland. The amount of policy is applicable to non-STEM courses that just doesn't work in STEM. Bio especially is crazy. Policy? Jargon? Terminology. Yeah, anyways. Oh! I can now infiltrate civilian administration. Yeah, so I'm trying to work on turning the Rhenish Republic communist because they already have very high support, and that'll give me trade influence. And the same thing with the Kingdom of Thuringen. Free State of Thuringen. And I've also sent a spy to Afghanistan because the Soviets have been pressuring them, communists. And they actually might flip communists to be a civil war. Looks like they're going to do a socialist coup. If there's more communist support in the country, it's more likely the social side will win, or they'll start with more troops. And this might push them into the war. I don't know which side the socialists will be on, but it's possible they could end up fighting Iran or something. I actually need the British Communist alternative to lose and Central Powers to win, because Central Powers are at war with the US, and the US did not start fragmented in this world. Canada did, but not the US. In fact, they started with this really ridiculously good leader for the US with their vast manpower. Native American Council, so and no reduction to state population, so insane manpower. Not even like way more than historical US. And you know, they allied with Canada, and then Mexico invaded them, and then Mexico invaded them again, and now all Mexico's under occupation due to that, because Mexico joined a faction the second time they invaded, so they can't just be forced ideology. So yeah, they're the behemoth, and so you know they have the Nordics, and eventually carve out a little empire in Germany someday, annex some of it with playing the game of justifying countries getting them guaranteed, then they're not the ones that really gonna invade, kind of thing. It's gonna be like a 1950s war with Denmark and Germany, and maybe by then I've joined the Central Powers against the US, or if the Central Powers lose, I don't know. The Central Powers won't go guaranteeing nations is the other thing, so if they win, but I'd rather build up an empire. We're not going to wait till they win against the US, especially not when they have to cross the Atlantic or Pacific. Artillery MIO. Let's see, I've got the sliding breech block, code artillery and rocket artillery, soft attack and defense, or pressure and volume, which will give, of course, funds gain for more Let's get gun mass production. Oh yeah, Denmark has a little bit of a different tree for their artillery ammo. And actually, probably stronger one overall. And they're size 6 now, so I could assign a policy, or I could wait. Should probably wait. I have so many demands on my political power. It's gonna place this guy with the land scrub minister. That'll kick up my warfare spending for a little bit. Just long enough to ban all political uniforms instead of just opposition ones, which will move me back towards welfare. Then the land scrub minister can be replaced by somebody. I don't know. I might keep him for a good while, and I need the intelligence guy instead of this. This will reduce the, when I fire him, increase welfare. Trying to get the welfare for a while to grow my core population, or actually occupied too, but grow my population, and then eventually shift back to warfare. Takes a long time to do all this, but options are limited. I'm facing down behemoths if I don't spend a long time building up. And also doing things like lend-leasing all my equipment to Soviets so that they'll wear down the US manpower some. And by all my equipment, I mean just anything I can get them. I'm getting them. Since I keep upgrading my stuff, better stuff to use myself. Could give them all my support equipment, but that's the one thing, maybe not. Because I'll stockpile that and eventually reduce the number of factories. The AI put way too many factories in support equipment. They'll stockpile for a long time, get the benefits if they start off at max efficiency when I took over the nation. Eventually produce less of it than I use. Why am I stockpile? So yeah, this could get too boring or something, but spy action coups keep it interesting. And I was getting really exhausted fighting up in Norway. And then going back to Day Zero Say, being more familiar with Denmark's tree, can do it much more aggressive. Become more, stay loyal to Norwegians. There's a focus to join their wars. Go quickly capitulate Norway and Sweden and Finland. Grab all Nordics, then the US won't ally with them. They won't be involved in the war. I'll be able to much more comfortably maybe mess with the German principalities using justification tricks, and yeah, it's a thought. I've also, in this same world, based off a branch from the save, strength cap 9%. I am doing a multiplayer game with Joe. Joe the Eskimo. I calls himself that. It's like his Steam name, but uses a portrait of Stalin. And heads up, he's actually a real life communist. So I don't know. Maybe you hate watching that or something. He's an amusing guy. He's funny. I like streaming with him. So I do multiplayers of Hearts Iron 4, Age of Wonders 3 with him, and even a Stellaris one. The Stellaris I updated and haven't gotten around. He was for a while bugged me to recontinue it. I think he's realized I'm waiting for a bunch of bug fixes before I try it again after I did the DLC with like the Psychics and Infernals, those DLCs, and eventually I'll choose a stable version to just lock in and finish that run with, but I was getting burnt out on it. And one of the balance changes to rare resource production completely crashed my economy, so I'll have to cover from economic crash and like everything snowballing downwards for a while. Alright, I got a new research slot. Anti-air production or no, I could do this because I don't. Yeah, this will grow the aircraft MIO. I don't think I get any medium aircraft bonus designs. I'm just gonna do foreign designs. I could do this, which actually could benefit tactical bombers, so I'll put it most into small airframes. This is small or medium. Yeah, only 3 bonuses. Oh, and naval bomber or carrier. That could be up to 5 if I don't use any of them on carriers, which I probably will use some. So 1, 2. Eventually, this maybe 3, 4. A carrier. I can at least get to basic medium airframes if I want, just for the aircraft amount to grow larger. And I'm unleasing out my aircraft, I mean tons. I mean tons of air XP from doing so. AI was even smart enough to do the CAS specialization for me, which is good because that's something I do. I'm going to specialize in CAS. Not gonna much as fighters are important. Dive bombers, if the enemy doesn't have radar, tons of air detection, can sneak by the fighters. The bomber will always get through, as the saying goes, and wreck enemy ground divisions. Once you win the war on the ground, who cares if they still control the skies, as long as you can bomb them. Right, so I need to decide with industry 5-year plans so I can get more build slots here. To solve the issues facing business life, we need to lower wages and put higher dues and import goods, or else importers will start to thrive, especially with the heavy industry regulations. Yep. I guess presumably the industries are being nationalized with the 5-year plan, or maybe it's more limited socialism. Like the, I don't think you can even see it anymore. Because the France took the right wing and hidden tree, but the left wing France has like a partial economic planning, either with the Popular Front or Communist pass. There's a name for it. It's like part state planning. It's part state socialism, part market socialism, which, yeah, market socialism is a thing people forget exists. Decentralized socialism, it still uses free market mechanisms, but everything is workers' cooperatives. What did I just tech? Oh, engines. Yeah, because I was working on, I'm going to produce some basic fighters with engine 4 heavy machine guns. Because I'm waiting to improve the airframes until I get the research boosts. Oh, these guys, the transport planes can also... How much funding do I get from it? 1,000. Much I need to grow this. It's not gonna... The medium airframe was just enough to push it over size. Probably not gonna do the transport planes yet then. Unless... Oh. Also torpedoes. Fun. The modernized Navy, I need... 36 destroyers and cruisers to get better ships from the production line. Also, I need better destroyers than what I'm doing. Yep. Let's see. This doesn't give me a research speed boost on 2 for light cruiser and destroyer model. This is all like naval doctrine. Power projection doctrine. 3 for destroyer, light cruiser, and heavy. So it's 3 for the destroyer, cruiser, 2. So 5 speed boosts. I'm trying not to waste time doing things without boosts to get 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, and you can also boost the boosts on like depth charges sonar. Alright, well, tech 36 destroyers if no other reason. It allows better engines. I'm doing the raiding fleet, which is... For Denmark, raiding fleet is themed as more modern ships, whereas the task force shipbuilder is more refitting older ships. Quality over, well, quickness, because I'm going to have a long build up here anyways. Heavy machine guns, yay. Okay, now I can design an aircraft. I know I play kind of slow, especially on this bloody tired. My energy with long COVID doesn't last that long in a day. And this is me dragging ass, honestly. Tired as heck, but still need to produce, so... Oh yeah, I did integrate designers before just so I could run a bunch of these. But I could have gone Joanna Cole. Destroyer. Spent the naval XP. I'm gonna modernize Navy relatively soon. Wait, doesn't that increase funds gain too? Oh, it does. So doing the text now is maybe not a good idea. Okay, forget the Navy. Improve anti-air. Artillery. I am producing very outdated anti-air. And better ones would be, well, better. And they also would allow better anti-air mounts on the destroyers, so. There's that. Who's the remaining viewer? I'm down to one, besides the bot that monitors for scammers and bots. One human viewer. Maybe someone AFK. Oh, it's nice to have a raid. Apparently there was 2 raids. There was a raid of 2 and a raid of 7 and right about the same time. I'm not sure. I looked, it was like 7 viewers and it was 6 almost as soon as I looked, so it was already petering out because I missed. Nice though. I wonder where the raid came from. I really need it because I gotta grow this channel to where it can monetize, I can supplement. I'm trying to get SSI. Got long COVID and I cannot work. I can barely function most of the time. I need more aluminum here. I've been increasing my aircraft production so much. I'll get a little less to not give a factory to Canada. Probably. Get aluminum from Austria-Hungary. -7, and I need the new aircraft designs. I'll call this basic fighter, because the name should be descriptive, always, in my opinion. Alright. Save air XP by keeping big engine upgrade. I could keep 1 pair of light machine guns and go boom. It's a cost more to replace something like bombs too. No. So I can create a cast variant as well. Places the light machine guns with bombs. Maybe even keeps the heavy for defense, or places the heavy maybe and keeps the light. Am I doing with weight and thrust? Oh, we got plenty with these engines. Special modules. Armor plates. Air defense. Harder to shoot down. Boom. Can't double up with armor plating, can I? Air defense 4. 2. Let's see. Agility 495. Basically the same effect. These things probably don't have a ton of range, though. I need at least the drop tanks. Could do the extra fuel tanks instead. Actually, way less. More agility. Yeah, I'll need the range these provide. End up paying 0.25 per air defense, and so this really has a cost of 1.5, but still more range. These basic fighters don't have the range of more advanced ones. Maybe I save a variant before I add a shorter range variant, yeah. Or any of that, because a nav variant doesn't need the armor. Let's just save an engine upgraded one first. Trainer. Let's be the trainer, which is the light machine guns, or actually interceptor. Because speed is the most important thing for disrupting. There's the last Viragon. This calls basic interceptor. This is for disrupting bombers. It just needs speed the most. It can only launch when you detect. Bombers, so most of the time it's on the ground. Alright, and this is basic fighter. I should create the nav first. Light torpedo mountings. Boom. Agility is the only thing that protects. Well, I think damage reduction might cap out at 50 agility. So I could use the range that extra fuel tanks provide for nav operations anyhow. Predictable things I can always basic nav. You know what? Trainer. This ranges, or you know what? Nah. ER for extend range. Alright. Shouldn't spend too much air XP on a bunch of things that produce too much of. Boom. Heavy machine guns. I did. Nah. Make the fighter off the nav variant. Reason for that is this already has the extra fuel tanks and already removed the light machine guns. What the heck that's worth? Not much, but wouldn't be cheaper to turn this, would it? Nope. Sorry, keep going back and forth, folks. Okay, anyways, armor plates seriously reduce range. so I wouldn't want to use them without the extra fuel tanks. Boom. Let's trade off decently. It's got a lot of air attack, so it shoots down stuff quickly. Armor plates give it some air defense. Extra fuel tanks mean that the range isn't completely horrible. This is probably what I'll produce mostly is the basic fighter. Some of these, they also provide more air detection. I'm gonna have to turn all these production lines to other stuff. A lot of the fighters keep a lot of the production efficiency, so at least 3 of those. Let's make it 4. And then how many of the remaining 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7? Oh shoot, I didn't create a CAS. Now, CAS could probably be based off of this. The armor plates provide defense, and defense might not sound like it's useful for CAS, but it does reduce enemy disruption. Like, if there's a lot of enemy fighters, they can disrupt your ground missions, like close air support, so they don't actually reach the target. Armor plates help. Air attack helps too, so having fighters... People say, oh, weapons and CAS, they shoot nothing down. That's true, but they get disrupted less. Small bomb bay. Oh, I think I could just double up on the bombs in this. Yeah, I have the engine power. Shoot. Actually, the armor plate should be replaced with die brakes anyhow. This helps CAS. The only thing it doesn't help with is logistics strike. Which... Anti-tank cannon 2. Whew! 15 round attack. The anti-tank 1 is garbage, but probably not on a basic airframe. How much do brakes cost? Not. As opposed to armor plates. Ooh, they're more expensive. And they won't be active on certain missions. Same for air defense. Just a matter of improved range. I already have the extra fuel tanks for range. I do self-sealing, but, well... Rubber... I can get a little rubber. I can import some. There's some production. It's aluminum that's the limited resource. Alright. Yeah, self-sealing fuel tanks. Extra air defense means reduced disruption. I don't know if the cost this. But whatever. The bomber will always get through. Yep. Unless electronics, radio nav. No, that's strap bombing. Very small night penalty reduction. Yep. Yeah, that's all I have to do. Basic close air support. Alright, nav, cast, interceptor. This works in all mission types. That would be truly pathetic. Air defense. Blows up in a light breeze. Alright, that'll be fine. Fighter cast. Will it? No, I don't love. I think this is lightly armed, even for what I'm doing. I think I want to give the interceptor some more light machine guns. And these can be used as bugger off guns if I want to produce a really cheap cast that not like. Oh, 4x machine guns can be used in logistic strikes. Interesting. Forgot about that. Not very effective though.